Teresa Ann Beer was born to parents Shirley and David Beer on April 16, 1971 in Fresno, California. June 1st, 1987 would be the last time that she was seen. Her mother was abusive and would leave a permanent scar on her leg. She grew up in foster care. Her and her sister went to live with a lady named Sylvia Peace. Her father David would go on to marry Margie, the ex-wife of her mother's half-brother. This is not a gene pool that you want to take a dip in. Teresa goes back to Fresno to live with her grandmother, but would ultimately end up in the care of her mother's stepbrother, a man called Blind Johnny. He supposedly lost his sight in a game of Russian roulette, although his ability to see was questionable. He had 2 daughters with a prostitute and a girlfriend that was, well, younger than she should be. Blind Johnny, his sons, and his friends would abuse Teresa in ways that I cannot speak of. Russell Shelton Welch, also known as Skip, was a 43-year-old disabled painter, meth head, and self-proclaimed Bigfoot expert. He also claimed to have seen Bigfoot many times in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Skip was known by Johnny and stopped by the house for whatever reason. He noticed that Teresa was getting ready for school and offers to drop her off. Johnny accepts the offer. Johnny would later get a call from the school who was questioning Teresa's absence. He told them that she was sick, and then he started questioning Skip's friends and family, all of whom were shocked that he would let this young girl go off with a man like Skip. Michelle Ryan was one of the people that he spoke to, who would tell him the story about Skip taking her into the woods to search for Bigfoot. But Skip's own daughter Chandra had warned her against it, so she brought 2 male friends with her. This decision would prove beneficial. At 6 p.m. June 1st, Blind Johnny reports Teresa missing. When questioned, Skip's daughter Chandra reports that they stopped at the house around 3 p.m. due to Skip needing to repair his 1976 Monte Carlo. She would also tell the police that this isn't the first time that he had done something like this. He had attempted to attack Michelle Ryan, but her male friend stepped in and led her off of the mountain. On June 3rd, Blind Johnny would receive an anonymous phone call from a young lady, warning him about the dangers of talking too much to the police. The morning that Skip had stopped by Blind Johnny's place, he indeed had a reason. The reason was that he and Teresa had planned to go searching for Bigfoot together. He would take her to Shut-Eye Peak. That would be the last time that she was seen by anyone else other than Skip. On June 4th, Skip's car would be reported spotted in North Fork, a small town where his friend Dorothy Davis lived. He would tell his friend and anyone that would listen that the girl that he was with was abducted by a satanic cult. On June 10th, Skip was arrested on a previous DUI charge, but the focus quickly changed to Teresa's disappearance. Skip says that he dropped Teresa off at school. Then he changed his story and said he took her out camping, but she left with a group of campers. And he would again change his story to she saw a Bigfoot and chased it. He never saw her again. But not to worry, according to Skip, if she was taken by Bigfoot, they are sensitive, intelligent creatures. She's fine. Skip would take the police to a campsite. At the campsite, they would find a smoldering fire, a woman's purse, a bra, and a camera. The camera contained pictures of Skip playing guitar, him and Teresa together, and nearby terrain. Keep in mind that Teresa had been missing for over a week at this point, yet the fire was recently put out. It was determined that this was a staged campsite, and that the real campsite was at a place called Ghost Canyon, about 20 miles away. Why stage a campsite unless you're trying to throw the police off from looking at the real campsite? If Ghost Canyon was the real campsite or not, I don't think we'll ever know. Helicopters were deployed in the areas, and in the area of Ghost Canyon, they would find a t-shirt with cartoon animals on it, which was identified as belonging to Teresa, and a blue shirt with methamphetamine in the pocket, which belonged to Skip. Police dogs would search both areas. At a small clearing near a river in Ghost Canyon, the dogs would pick up Teresa's scent, but they would lose it just as quickly as they picked it up. Skip would be charged with endangering a young person and stealing of a young person. He would originally make bail, but would be rearrested when a judge raised the bail to $30,000. The prosecutors now had a choice. If Skip was charged with the impending charges, they would not be able to charge him with anything else. They decided to wait until Teresa's body surfaced, and they would charge him with murder. But this would never happen. Months would turn into years, and search after search led to nothing but disappointment. Eventually, Teresa's memory would fade, and her case was no longer a priority. No charges were ever filed in her disappearance. Skip would die in March of 1998 of heart disease, taking whatever secrets he had to his grave. Given the torturous nature of this young girl's life, if she was taken by Bigfoot, perhaps she's better off. Teresa Ann Beers has never been found. She would now be 53 years old. If you have any information about this 36-year-old cold case, please contact the Fresno Police Department. J Mac, out.